exciting weeks in women's hockey wrapped up with the initial free agency for the PWHL closing and preparations now being made for the draft. So in case you missed anything, let's take a look at the signings where there were a few surprises to be had. Each team was given the right to sign 3 free agents and all had to be 3-year deals. And the first team to announce their 3 initial players was Team Ottawa. One of the biggest surprises is that Brianne Jenner, whose hometown is Toronto, the Oakville area, was among their 3 signings. She's 32 years old. She was the 2022 Olympic Games MVP and is just a clutch scorer. I was almost sure she would sign in Toronto, so it's interesting that she chose Ottawa, but she'll be a great leader and a founding member of that team. Expect her to be named the captain of the Ottawa team. Another forward that was signed by Ottawa is 27-year-old Emily Clark. She is a Wisconsin alumni and was second in PWHPA scoring last season behind Marie Philip Poulin with 23 points in 20 games. She's one of those heart and soul players. She's versatile. She can play any situation. So I think she'll be just a great player for Ottawa. Their GM, Mike Hirschfeld, really did a great job with these signings, and he decided to take a goalie with the 3rd signing. Emerence Mashmeyer, who's 28, and she was a member of Team Canada. When she played with the PWHPA in her 10 games, she had a .922 save percentage. She's from Alberta. She went to Harvard and she spent 3 seasons in the CWHL. So she's just one of those veteran backstops. I was surprised to see so many goalies sign, but definitely Mashmeyer is among the ones that you would expect to see sign. So looking ahead to the draft, Ottawa didn't get any defensemen, so I think they're going to have a couple of strong D on their radar for the first couple rounds. Then the team in Toronto with Gina Kingsbury as GM took over and announced that they signed Team Canada star 28-year-old Sarah Nurse. Last season, the PWHPA, she had 14 points in 20 games. She is just a scorer. She's got 2 World Championship gold medals and won Olympic gold with Canada in 2022, scoring an incredible 18 points in 7 games and earned tournament all-star honors. So she's going to be a building block player for sure. It looks like Toronto is going to have a strong Team Canada look, which isn't a surprise with Kingsbury in charge. And also pretty much sure that they've signed women's hockey team coach Troy Ryan as well. The next signing for Toronto is Renata Fast. She's 28 and she is fast. She's a great athlete. She's known as just an incredible leader. She might be named the captain as well. That would be a good fit there. And then rounding out the Team Canada trio is Blair Turnbull. She's 30. She's from Nova Scotia. And according to her teammates, she brings nothing but positive energy. So that was a great trio of signings for Toronto. On to Montreal, where, of course, the big signing was Marie Philip Poulin, Captain Canada, the best all-around women's player, and she's going to fit right in. Of course, she'll be named the captain, and she's going to lead that team right away to be one of the favorites. They also decided they might as well just grab the best goalie around, and Renee Desbiens. She was Team Canada's goalie at the Olympics and at the World Championships the last couple of years. Just has super numbers and will be a great backstop. So there's another goalie off the board. And Laura Stacey, who is Marie Philip Poulin's fiance, but a great player in her own right. A super fast forward, known to be great on breakaways and great offensive upside. So that's a great trio. They didn't get a defenseman, so that'll be something they're looking for in the draft. Moving on to the American teams, Team Boston and their GM Danielle Marmer did a great job. They decided to just grab, Hillary Knight, the oldest player signed to the league, but one of the best scorers of all time. She's 34 years old. She slowed a little bit, but she is just clutch. She's going to be a great leader. I'm guessing at the captains, but some of these are just kind of obvious. Megan Keller was also signed in Boston, and she is a true number 1 defender. She's big and tall, strong. She plays great on both sides of the puck. She's going to contribute offensively, so that is just a really good signing there. And then they took another goalie, Erin Frankel, who is pretty much the reigning Team USA number 1 goalie. She's only 24 and has a great future. So if you're going to take a goalie, I think that's the one to take. Good job, Boston. Over in New York, I think these signings were a little bit kind of sneaky good but surprising. They have the youngest signings. No one's over 30. Starting with Alex Carpenter, well, she's 29, but she has 6 World Championship gold medals and 2 silver and a pair of Olympic silver medals as well. She's a proven scorer, and she didn't make Team USA a couple of years ago and then came back strong and showed that that's the kind of player you need when you're building a team. That might have been one of the reasons why they grabbed her. Then New York also signed Abby Rock, who's a young player. She really impressed the last couple of years. She's super physical. She's got great offensive upside. And then we have defender Micah Zandy Hart. She's a good, solid, all-around defender who is so far the only player to cross the border to play. She's from Team Canada. There were rumors that Savannah Harmon was in negotiations, but that didn't go through. And then again, in the draft, I think they're going to need offense. And last, but certainly not least, Team Minnesota with GM Natalie Darwitz. They grabbed Kendall Coyne-Schofield, just a legend in the game, 6-time world champion, Olympic gold medalist, another Patty Kazmaier winner, and she's going to be central to their offense. They got one of the most reliable defenders, Lee Steckline. She's 29. She scored 15 points in 20 games with the PWHPA, so she's got offensive upside, and she's 6 feet tall, so that doesn't hurt either. She's going to be great for them. And rounding it out, their final signing was Kelly Panic. She's 27. She's from Minnesota and just is a perfect fit there. She played at the University of Minnesota, a playmaking person who's going to fit right in there. So they're looking good, and with the first overall pick, it's all but guaranteed that they're going to take Taylor Heisey, who is just a great, great offensive player. Looking good, Team Minnesota. Way to go. So that's a quick look at those signings, and I will have another video on the draft and some of the players that were made available. So be sure to check that out. I'll let you know the details on when you might be able to watch the draft. So I hope you enjoyed it, and we'll see you in the next one.